October is peak scary movie watching season, and you will never believe how many horror movies lead right back to Austin, from our local stars to iconic silver screen sets. So today on CityCast Austin, I'm here with our favorite film critic to talk about the frightening flicks to watch right now and where to find them. It's Wednesday, October 15th. I'm Nikki Devon, and this is what Austin's talking about. Hello, I am here today with Eric Webb, freelance reporter covering Austin's entertainment. What's up, Eric?
Hey, Nikki. How's it going?
It's good. I'm really glad to have you back. We always have fun when you're on, so I'm excited to have a conversation that I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready for it.
I know. We always cut up. We're going to get into it. It's going to be okay.
So it's that time of year when some people love to watch scary movies. I am not one of those people, but I know this is the time of year. What do you think is the best overall scary movie that has like an Austin connection?
Okay, so I think you can't talk about scary movies in Austin without talking first about Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yep.
And the larger Texas Chainsaw Massacre film franchise. It is
not
only one of the most famous horror movies just in general, but it's pretty undeniably the most famous horror movie from the Austin area. Came out in 1974, directed by Austinite Tobe Hooper. And it filmed kind of all over the place, but mostly in like Bastrop, Leander, Austin, Round Rock, Hutto, all those places. And, if you haven't seen it, I actually hadn't seen it until last year, I think.
Really?
I know, crazy, right?
That surprises me.
Crazy, I know. I do love horror movies, but I'm actually kind of like catching up on a lot of horror movies because I wasn't really allowed to watch them growing up.
Oh.
And it's a thing I sort of discovered as a grown person.
Because Jesus.
Because of Jesus, exactly, yeah.
Yeah, I had to sneak and watch a lot too because Jesus. Okay, yes.
Mm-hmm, exactly, so you get it. But the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, it's really kind of become part of the fabric of like our culture here in the greater Austin area. If you actually go to the Austin Film Tourism Guide on the austintexas.org website, there's like a locations guide where you can go like check out places where they filmed. And the thing to really mention is that Bastrop, the gas station where so much scary, awful things happen in the movie, is actually now kind of like a tourist attraction and restaurant. So you can have some barbecue and then maybe, I don't know, get hacked up by a chainsaw.
No big deal. Just have a little brekkie and then, here comes the chainsaw.
Yeah, exactly.
So I remember the first time I saw Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and it was at, of course, a sleepover, and we were not supposed to be watching Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Absolutely not.
Obviously.
Of course, my friend had snuck a copy some sort of way. And, I'm a little older, so it was back in the day of like VCR. So we're all huddled in my friend's room around her tiny little TV, her VCR. And like, at first, when I was watching it, I was like, this is dumb. But then someone was like, it's based on a true story. I was like, okay, Austin has a chainsaw. Like, Austin has a chainsaw serial killer. It's like one person had to tell me it was like based on Austin or true. Like, and then, rumors throughout my life was like, oh no, like it's a real story about something that happened in Austin. And for years, I avoided that movie because I was like, I don't want no part of that again. And then I went to an adult party and someone was playing it. And I was like, Eric, I'm not kidding. I was like in my mid-30s. And I was like, gal, did you know that this was a real story that happened in Austin? And everybody was like, what? Everybody was like, no, it didn't. What are you talking about?
I think that's like really speaks to how real it seems. Like the movie seems so real. And it's because it's so low budget and it's so kind of like gritty and grainy. It feels really real.
Yeah, it does. I shout out to Texas Chainsaw Massacre because that might have been one of my first just like urban legend, you know what I mean? Like whispered about how Austin at one point had a chainsaw. But just like good urban legend with that one, I think.
It's a good urban legend, but like just as a movie, it has sort of reverberated throughout like culture so much. And I looked it up, and at least 5 of the films in the wider franchise actually filmed in Austin, the Austin area,
What?
including the direct Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 sequel, and then, perhaps most notably, Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation, which
Oh,
came out in 1995, and that is the
mm-hmm.
one that stars Matthew McConaughey and Renee Zellweger.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh shit.
It's like double Austin.
Yeah. I just finished the Ed Gein documentary that's on Netflix.
Oh my God. Yeah. How was it?
Unhinged, but also Charlie Hunnam. I think that's how you say his name.
Hunnam. Yeah. Charlie Hunnam.
Hunnam. Fantastic. Just like
Yeah.
completely unrecognizable as anything other than this very, very creepy person. But they tie in Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and
Yeah.
they talk about how it was based on a lot of things that he supposedly did. So like the guy who created the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre said that he's inspired by Eddie Gein and like him wearing the face mask, and it just turned into something different. But I loved it. I love that Texas Chainsaw Massacre was mentioned in this movie. I was like, okay, Austin. Anyways, so we love it when movies are filmed in Central Texas. Like it's become a hub. And that means there's celebrities around and the studios are spending their money here and all that good stuff. So tell us about some scary movies other than Texas Chainsaw Massacre that have been filmed here maybe recently.
Well, some more recent ones. In 2009, the Friday the 13th reboots was filmed in the Austin
Oh,
area. In Austin,
shit.
Bastrop, LaGrange, Round Rock, Wimberley, all those places. And that also stars Jared Padalecki, who is, of course, one of our more famous current residents from Supernatural, of course,
Yes.
and Gilmore Girls.
Oh
Yeah,
God. Okay. Wow.
he's been in the game. He's been in the game, Nikki.
Why have I never put those two together? You are
I'm
listen,
blowing your minds.
as usual.
And then also the Grindhouse movie, which has, of course, 2
Yes.
segments. Yes, I see you're excited. It's the first half, or one of the halves, Death Proof, directed by Quentin Tarantino. The other half, Planet Terror, directed by Robert Rodriguez, was filmed in Austin. And this is one that I actually like really have burned in my brain, is that in Death Proof, the characters are eating at Guero's on South Congress.
Yes.
Like very obviously. It's not even like hidden. It's like, oh, that's
Yeah, no,
Guero's.
that's gross. Yeah. It's so funny because at first I thought it was Texas Chili Parlor. And I was like,
Texas Chili Parlor is also in there.
okay. Speaking of famous people in Austin, so when that was being filmed, I didn't know it was being filmed. And I was at the Mean-Eyed Cat. That's the one that's off 5th Street, right?
Uh-huh.
I was at Mean-Eyed Cat and I look up and Quentin Tarantino is being interviewed by Fiona Apple.
Oh,
And I remember being like, what in the fuck is like, you know what I mean? I just remember being like, what are these two people doing here? What's going on? And then I looked over and I saw the girl that plays Josh Brolin's wife, the nurse. And she gives the shots in she's not in Death Proof, but she's in the other part.
in Planet Terror.
Yeah. I see her. I start seeing all these like semi-famous people at the time. And then I look over and I saw fucking Rosario Dawson. I was like, okay, what is happening? What is going on? Why are these people here? And I asked someone that worked there and they were like, so over it. They were like, they're filming a movie or some shit. Like they just weren't even impressed by it. So I sat at like a table and like eavesdropped.
There was that time period where before Austin was so big and like crowded and like fancy and stuff, where like famous people were still coming here, but it was like maybe a little more low key. And so you could just like see people out and about and around. That was a golden era, Nikki.
I mean, listen, it really was, because I felt like every now and then I would turn around and I'd be like, is that? And it would be somebody like Clint Eastwood. Yeah, it would just be so random. And they walk around like they're not famous, which I think is also, I'm not saying it's like that only happens in Austin, but I am saying it tends to be special to Austin.
I agree 100%.
Yeah.
Well, so Grindhouse, amazing one. I haven't watched it in a while, but maybe you should rewatch it. And then a couple others that are kind of bigger, star-studded movies. This one I did not know about. Children of the Corn: The Gathering, which is the 4th movie in the Children of the Corn franchise, was filmed in Austin. It came out in 1996, and Didn't know this. It was Naomi Watts's first top billed role
What?
in a movie.
I didn't even know there was a fourth Children of the Corn. Wow.
Oh yeah, there's a million of them. This feels like a deep cut that I actually am gonna look up and watch, because when we talk about like movies that were filmed in Austin, that one has never come up.
No, ever. It's the first I'm hearing it.
Right, exactly. We're breaking the news here today on Cast Austin. And then one more that's like kind of famous-y that is a personal favorite of mine, The Faculty from 1998, directed by Robert Rodriguez.
That was filmed here?
It was filmed in Austin, Lockhart, and San Marcos. And that is one of those movies. Actually, I've seen it 2 or 3 times.
What?
And it's one of those movies that you watch now and you're like, oh, every famous person that has ever existed
is in that movie.
Is low-key in this movie. Yeah, you've got your Josh Hartnett, of course. Yeah. You've got Salma Hayek, Elijah Wood, Jon Stewart, weirdly, is in that movie. Yeah.
Yeah, and a terrible person at that. Yeah.
Uh-huh. It is a really great movie. For those who don't know, it's like an alien invasion horror movie where the aliens are taking over the teachers and the kids have to like fight back and defeat them. Very fun. A real classic, I think. So The Faculty, and directed by Robert Rodriguez, again, are one of our local guys.
You are blowing my mind because I love this movie.
It's so good.
It's got my wife, Clea Duvall, in it. I love this movie.
Oh, I love Clea.
Oh my God. I did not know it was filmed in Austin.
It's so good.
And y'all, it literally has everybody in it. Bebe Neuwirth.
Oh, I love Bebe Neuwirth.
Robert Patrick. Dwayne Martin. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's like one of those movies. We don't like talk about it a lot. Like, I don't think it gets a lot of shine as a classic or whatever, or even a cult classic, really. I never hear people talking about it. But I think, like I said, I rewatched it recently, like in the past year or two. It's a good movie. I'm standing by it.
It's got Shirley Manson from Garbage in it. This is craziness. This is craziness. Yeah. Oh my God, you guys. Okay. Eric, once again, you're blowing my mind. I'm sitting here, everybody, with my mouth hanging open, because how did I not know that The Faculty was filmed here? That's crazy.
I know. It's just a Halloween surprise for you.
Yeah.
I've got one more for you that's not as big of a Hollywood thing, but is kind of like more of a cult classic and does have a celebrity connection. So there's a movie called Scary Movie. And now it's not the Scary Movie franchise that you know, the parody with Regina Hall and Anna Faris.
Oh.
This is from 1991, and it was filmed in Driftwood. And I just saw it at We Love Video, the video store on North Loop last year, maybe. And it is sort of like a haunted house slasher serial killer movie, incredibly low budge, but like really fun. And it stars John Hawkes, who is an actor who would later go on to be nominated, I believe, for an Oscar. But you'll see him. He's like kind of a character actor, and he like shows up in all kinds of things. He's in Winter's Bone. He's in The Perfect Storm.
Oh, yeah. I know this guy.
That guy.
I used to have a very strange crush on him.
I buy that. Yeah, no, I believe that.
Yeah, he's got a...
He's like an intense little bird man.
He's an intense little bird man. Yes. Oh my God. That's such a great way to describe him. Eric. I'm sorry.
John Hawkes, if you're listening to this, that's not a drag. That's not a dig. I'm celebrating your intense little birdmanness.
He was in this movie called Me, You, and Everyone We Know. And
oh yeah, it's
one of my favorite movies. I love that movie.
Yeah, it's good. I haven't seen that in a while.
Okay, so he was in a movie filmed in Austin called Scary Movie.
Mm-hmm. It's the other scary movie.
The other one. So we're talking about things that are filmed here. And even though something is filmed here, they make it nondescript. And so it's like, if you don't live here, you don't know that, oh, hey, that's Austin. You know what I mean? Or like, just like when you were talking about earlier about knowing that Guero's was where some of the scenes of Death Proof was filmed. What other shows do we know of, or movies that we know of, that like prominently it's like, oh no, this is Austin, this is central, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, this is based in Austin. I'm going to be like, I'm going to say Lone Star 911, but like.
That's not even filmed here though.
That's not filmed here?
No, it's filmed in LA.
That is crap. That is crap.
I know. I'm sorry.
How are you going to film something based in Austin and don't film it in Austin? That doesn't make sense.
I don't know. Many such cases.
I hate Hollywood. Anyway, do you know of any movies that are just like, this is Austin, Texas, and they don't try to shy away from it?
I do think that like with like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies and like Friday the 13th, when they're filmed in Bastrop, I know that it is just sort of like, oh, there's a forest with trees. But Bastrop does have like kind of a very specific look. And I feel like I am always watching horror movies where there is like, people on a lake and there's lots of like pine trees around them. I'm like, oh, that's Bastrop. Like that looks like Bastrop. And there are several. If you go actually to the Texas Film Commission's website, they have a Texas filmography, and you can look up like all these movies that were filmed in the state of Texas. And there's a lot of ones where it's like, oh yeah, that's Bastrop.
Oh, I love that. You're right though. Bastrop does have a very distinct look. I will agree with you on that one. Hey y'all, it's Nikki. And if you know anything about me, you know how much I love old school hip hop. So when I found out about the new exhibit that just opened at the LBJ Presidential Library that's curated by the Grammy Museum, you know I had to tell y'all all about it. It's called Hip Hop America, the mixtape exhibit. And it's full of incredible memorabilia celebrating hip hop's rise from street culture to the global stage, shaping music, fashion, business, and activism. So check out some of the stuff you can see. The black suede fedora hat and Adidas superstars belonging to Daryl DMC McDaniels of Run DMC, the Kangol hat and Troop velour jacket worn by LL Cool J, and my personal favorite, Chuck D's handwritten lyrics to Fight the Power. So you have to go check it out now at lbjlibrary.info/hiphop. Step into the conversation shaping Texas's future at the Texas Tribune Festival. The Texas Tribune is bringing together inspiring thinkers, leaders, and innovators to discuss the issues that matter to you. Dive into unforgettable conversations spanning education, the economy, healthcare, energy, technology, public safety, culture, the arts, and more. TribFest gives you an up-close look at how big ideas take shape and how they affect your life. You'll connect with fellow Texans, engage directly with experts and leaders, and leave inspired to turn your boldest ideas into reality. And y'all, this isn't just another political event. It's a catalyst for shaping the future of Texas today. So mark your calendar, November 13th through 15th in downtown Austin. Get info and tickets at tribfest.org.
Hi, I'm Michael Zibiak, Chief Revenue Officer of CityCast. Why do most of us want to learn a new language? It's because we want to speak it out in the real world with real people. Babbel gets you there fast. My daughter's a senior in high school, and after she graduates, we're taking a father-daughter trip to Spain. I know, she's spoiled, but that's on me. I'll be honest, my Spanish right now is pretty much tops out at ¿Dónde está la biblioteca? But when we get there, I want to actually talk to people, order food, and really connect with the locals, not just stumble through the basics. That's why I'm starting with Babbel. Learning a language with Babbel is all about small steps, big wins, and progress you can actually track and feel. And with how busy things get here at CityCast, I love that Babbel's bite-sized, 10-minute lessons fit perfectly into my day, whether it's between meetings or while I'm having coffee in the morning. I'm really excited to start picking up real-world Spanish before our trip so we can experience Spain in a more meaningful way. Right now, Babbel has a special deal for our listeners. Get up to 55% off your subscription at babbel.com/citycast. That's BABBEL.com/citycast for up to 55% off. Rules and restrictions may apply. Gracias and adios.
We talked about this a little earlier too. We have a lot of local celebrities here, some OGs, and then quite a few that came since the pandemic. Since we're talking about spooky movies, I want to know who your favorite local celebrity is that, is here right now that have been in some of our horror movies.
I'm a real Sandy Bullock boy.
Yes!
I love Sandra Bullock. I grew up with Sandra Bullock rom-coms.
I knew Slash was hoping you would say that.
Yeah, we've talked about this. I'm going to drop my lore again. I was an extra Miss Congeniality when I was a kid.
Yes.
So, I love Sandra Bullock. We were renting her filmography at Blockbuster, heavy. Like The Net, while you were sleeping, you name it. So she has a couple of scary movies that were filmed in Austin, but I do think they kind of like earn her. I'm not going to say she's a scream queen because I don't think she's usually screaming. I think she's always like very in control, So of course you got your Bird Box, which is on Netflix.
I mean, top tier. I'm sorry, I love it.
And then this one is for you, Nikki. I pulled this one aside just for you because I know you don't love a scary, you don't love a spooky, but I think you can watch Practical Magic at Halloween.
Eric, that's one of my favorite movies. That is one of my favorite.
See?
You clocked it. You're absolutely right.
See, I knew. Practical Magic, Sandra Bullock, Nicole Kidman.
Y'all, it's so good. It's spooky and romantic.
It's so good.
And sometimes like kind of scary.
Yeah. A little bit though. Like, and they're witches and it's about love. And then my favorite scene where they're making the margaritas.
Yeah, that's my favorite scene.
Yeah.
It's got Stockard Channing in it.
Stockard Channing.
Listen, that's one of my favorite movies. I watch it at least twice a year. I love it. I love that movie. Even now, I'm not gonna lie to you. When old boy comes back from the dead, that shit was scary to me. I am easily scared. So that part of it, I'm like, oh, this has got my heart rate up a little bit. It's a great movie.
There's some witchcraft going on.
It's a great movie.
Did you know, Nikki? Did you know they're filming a sequel right now?
What?
I know listeners, her face just dropped, but they're filming a sequel and it comes out next year.
No. Why? No. Why?
Maybe it'll be good. Maybe it'll be good.
Okay, we'll see. I don't know.
We'll see.
I'm gonna hold judgment. Hold judgment. It's Sandra Bullock. I'm gonna hold judgment.
Another one, besides Sandra, who if you want something like a little newer, and this is also maybe if you're not in the mood for a movie, maybe you just want to sit down and binge some TV. We have our Glenn Powell, Austin native Glenn Powell, who's everywhere. He's going to be starring in Edgar Wright's remake of The Running Man coming out later this year, but he kind of had his breakout, I would say. I think this might be when I first really became aware of him in the TV show Scream Queens, the Ryan Murphy Fox show with Emma Roberts and Niecy Nash and Keke Palmer. Ariana Grande's in the first season. And it is sort of like a parody pastiche of the slasher films. Like, your Sleepaway Camp or your, Black Christmas, that kind of thing. Like the gang of girls who are in school and there's a slasher coming to get them. But Glenn Powell plays Chad Radwell, who's just sort of this like douchey hunk. Of course, yeah. And he's really funny. He's like a real highlight of it. And there's 2 seasons of that show that you can watch if you want a little funnier, but also kind of scary, but also a tangential Austin connection.
So, okay. I've never seen one episode of Scream Queens ever. I have a lot of people that love it. So I know a lot about it and I've heard a lot about it. I have not been able to bring myself to watch not one episode, but maybe after this conversation.
Yeah, you just watch the Ed Gein thing. I think that's a Ryan Murphy thing. I think your appetite for Ryan Murphy shows is like what will determine if you'll get any enjoyment out of them. I think most of his shows aren't very good, but I do have a very lizard brain sort of guilty pleasure. And I don't believe in guilty pleasures. I think pleasures are pleasures, but I'm not like walking around saying like, yes, I've watched every episode of Scream Queens. it's fun. There's some fun to be had.
I am an accidental Ryan Murphy person. Accidentally. Like I'll just watch something, I'll be like, oh shit, of course it's Ryan Murphy. Of course.
He hooks you in. He hooks you in. Yeah, but he so rarely sticks the landing.
That's so true. It's so true. But I watch all of it. And then at the end I'm always like, okay. All right. Okay.
I know.
So, okay. To celebrate Spooky Movie Month, there are a few places in town that have specials. So do you have any favorites?
I sure do, Nikki. We're so lucky in Austin to have so many good movie theaters that are showing interesting stuff and not just programming all the new releases. And of course, there are some new scary movies coming out.
Yeah.
But we have the Paramount Theater, which we've talked about before. They're having their Panic at the Paramount series right now. And they're showing just a handful of movies throughout October and into early November. Of note there, Robert Rodriguez, who we've talked about, he's hosting a double feature on October 29th of the original Halloween and then a mystery movie. So,
Oh, I love that.
yeah. And then our friends at Hyperreal Film Club on Chacon Street. I think almost every movie they're showing in October is a Halloween appropriate spooky season movie.
Oh, I like that.
And you know how they do it over there. They have some real deep cuts, some real cult favorites, and just a
Yeah.
couple to call out. They're showing the original Suspiria, the Dario Argento Italian slasher movie. I know. And then
Oh,
Jennifer's Body with Megan
yeah.
Fox. Exactly. Gotta watch that. And then one that I really like. They made a remake of this movie, I think last year, that wasn't very good, but The Crow, the original The Crow. I love The Crow.
Really?
Yes, I love The Crow.
Maybe I need to go back and watch it.
Go back and watch it. It's so 90s. It's so like 90s goth grunge. And I think maybe like with some distance now, you could really appreciate it. It's really good.
I'm going to go back and watch it.
Go back and watch it. And then Austin Film Society at AFS Cinema. They've got a few things, not as many, but they have been showing and are gonna. There's I think another showing review of Possession, which is one of my favorite horror movies, starring Isabel Adjani and Sam Neill. It's kind of had a resurgence in popularity recently. I think it's like kind of the less said about it, the better, but it is very scary.
It's called Possession?
Possession. Look up Possession.
Okay.
And then also showing a couple of vampire movies, including Werner Herzog's 1970s remake of Nosferatu.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I've never seen that one.
Oh, you should. Yeah. Actually, I've never seen the Werner Herzog one. I've seen the silent one, and then I saw the remake that just came out at Christmas last year.
Those are the two I've seen too. Yeah, I haven't seen the Werner Herzog. I always say his name wrong. Werner Herzog.
Herzog. So yeah, I guess see that. And then, of course, trusty old Alamo Drafthouse. Too many to name, honestly. They're showing so much good stuff.
Of course.
I would just say this is my chance to rep. You gotta go to Terror Tuesday and Weird Wednesday at Alamo Drafthouse South Lamar. They've got always great selections of stuff that you have never seen before and would probably never have the chance to see otherwise. And they've got a really great slate of spooky, scary, weird stuff going on for Halloween.
I mean, listen, I have seen some of the weirdest, but like best movies I think I've ever seen at Weird Wednesday. And Alamo's been doing Weird Wednesday forever, and they don't miss. They don't miss. It's always something crazy and weird and wonderful.
Yeah, the Weird Wednesday programmer, Larry Canenez, is a master of his craft of surfacing things that you had never heard of before and are kind of maybe your favorite movie after you see it.
I have another question for you that's kind of nosy. So we've kind of run the gamut, right, on horror movies. We, everything from The Faculty, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, everything in between. What kind of horror film based in Austin would you like to see?
I feel like we've never had a horror movie that's really about Austin in a sort of like cultural way, like in the way that you see New York show up in movies in LA. Like a perfect example, actually, Mulholland Drive is an LA horror movie. It is a horror movie set in Los Angeles that could only be set in Los Angeles.
Yes.
So I think we need something like that. And I would go out on a limb and say, I don't think we need the like tech bro, AI, Tesla, like social satire version of that. I think we already have 1,000 movies like that. And quite honestly, I don't know that we would ever get something that was like clever or a clever take on it.
No.
I think we need a movie that really leans into Austin's weirdness, like the classic Keep Austin Weird. I want to see something about old hippies with like, a cursed bong or something. I want to see something. I want to see something kind of psychedelic. I want to like play on some cosmic cowboy stuff. I think that is a real untapped market. And as I'm saying this, I kind of want to shut up because I'm like, oh, maybe I should write that movie. Maybe we should write that movie, Nikki.
You should write that movie. Yes.
I don't know, but I think that would be a really interesting movie that does not exist and should exist. Yeah, let's do it.
You know what? Your idea is so much better than mine. Mine was going to be that the Bats decide to reclaim Austin as their own. And
that's also
every
great.
night when they come out from under the bridge, they just wreak havoc and they're trying to thin the population.
Absolutely. I see the vision.
They're just killing people indiscriminately.
I see the vision, and I also say I'm gonna like take that a step farther and say we should just make that a vampire movie where the Mexican free-tailed bats that are under the bridge are actually long dormant vampires, every single one of them.
Yes.
And what would happen if every single bat under the bridge in Austin suddenly took their human form and wreaked havoc upon the city?
You are so good at this. You're so good at this.
Thank you. I have an overactive imagination.
Hey, nobody listens, still our idea. That's a great idea. And I would absolutely go see that movie. Absolutely.
See.
Oh my God, Eric, this has been awesome. Okay, so anything else you want to add about scary movies in Austin that we didn't cover?
No, I think we covered on scary movies. I think we know what to watch from the archives and where to go to see things now. But if you want to find me, sometimes I'm writing about some scary stuff at my Substack called Turning Out, and it's at byericwebb.substack.com. And I actually just wrote a review of The Black Phone 2, which is a new horror movie that's actually coming out pretty soon. And it stars Ethan Hawke, and it just had its world premiere at Fantastic Fest. So it's very relevant for our spooky season.
Oh, nice. Okay. Eric, thank you so much for being here. As usual, it was a pleasure. It's always so fun and easy to talk to you. I love it. I adore it. Thank you for being here.
Same. Of course. Thanks for having me again.
Before you go, we have our midweek mood boost. Now, if you've lived in Austin for a while, you may remember Hope Gallery. Hope Gallery was a beautiful graffiti art park right off of Lamar near 12th and Baylor. And it was shut down 6 years ago. And since then, that stretch of Lamar has just felt empty. Founder Andy Scull has finally found a new location out near the airport. The new site sits on an 8-acre stretch of scrub off of US 183 under the flight paths. And it's out in that like former farmland neighborhood. However, unlike the original site, which was kind of found and repurposed, this is purpose built. It's going to be like a small village of shipping containers set to become offices and art spaces. It sounds amazing. And the arrangement almost seems kind of haphazard, but here's the hidden secret. When you look out the window of your plane as you're landing or departing from Austin, you will see that the buildings spell out the word hope. So shout out to the return of Austin's constantly evolving open air art gallery. That's all for today here on CityCast Austin. You can find links to Eric's Substack and the Texas Chills and Thrills film trail in our show notes. If you enjoyed the show, why not tell a friend, rate the show, leave us a review, and of course, subscribe to our CityCast Austin newsletter. And you know what? If you really love CityCast Austin and you like what we're doing and you love things like the midweek mood boost and you're learning things about this city that we all love so much, support us by becoming a neighbor today. Head on over to membership.citycast.fm and, become my neighbor. We'll be back tomorrow morning with more news from around the city. Bye, y'all.